I'm Phoenix Wright, astronaut lawyer. Just kidding.
Astronaut to the stars.
What law is there in space?
The law of no one can hear you scream.
Physics. Physics lawyer.
Okay.
That's just a physicist.
Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing.
Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Oh?
He's
Hey.
back?
So you came, pal. Why the blunt greeting? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about. What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight. But, we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. So what do you mean the evidence is airtight? I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's two big pieces.
Two? I can't even count that high.
It's more than one.
More than one.
And both of them are in this photo.
More than tomato wine.
The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest. Sorry, I mean the suit nipple.
Thank you.
Soup nipple.
That's the suit nipple that you found during your body search of Mr. Onguard. Yup, I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai's special pants.
The samurai pants?
They were made perfectly to fit him.
Which means they were 3 feet too long.
And the second one is? The knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact. I love that he's saying this right after he was like, well, I can't tell you too much detail, but...
To be exact. Fingerprints? Whose are they?
You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. They're Mad Onguard's. Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So what about this airtight testimony? It's that old security lady, Ms. Oldbag. I thought so. What do you mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Well... And I even told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone. Her blab knob is stuck on 10, and there's no turning it down. Trust me. Yeah, well, Ms. Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. Onguard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death.
No way!
Do we have anything to present him that he might help us with?
Newspaper article?
We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. Not professionally, just on the down low. The scandal with Mr. Kurita? But why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide.
Suicide?
Her name was Celeste Impacts. That was a scary flash that they did. Or was the stream too laggy for anyone else to see it?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I saw that there was a flash, but not any fear behind it.
And she was Juan Kurita's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Ms. Impacts was Ms. Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Ms. Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one.
girlfriends?
Her mentor?
Her girlfriend?
A woman who was both Mr. Karita's manager and Ms. Andrews' mentor. I'm sorry, Sarah Beth, but I do feel like we are about to learn that probably this woman also had an affair with Juan Karita.
She has 2 hands.
Could
She's
her,
dead.
could her suicide have
She-
something to do with this case?
She had
Nah.
2 hands.
You want to know more about her, pal? No, leaves.
No.
She was the victim's manager and was also Ms. Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence, but wow!
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. Miss Von Karma!
Me every day on Zoom.
You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't mean... I do. Scruffy. You have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye.
Oh! That's...
Wait. Please wait,
Girl's
sir.
gonna square up.
If I don't get this month's pay, I'll starve. Quiet! If it weren't for traitors like you... I'm gonna take a bet
No.
on this one.
Could it be?
Oh, well.
I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who? That voice! Edgeworth!
Oh!
God.
Our Angie boy?
They gave him
Weird.
special music. It's been a long time, right?
Right.
Emo.
This person, this is Mr. Edgeworth?
This is Phoenix Special Someone.
What am I going to do with you?
Why are you arm grabbing already, sir?
Straight into that Sprite.
Still blaming others when things go wrong? You haven't changed a bit, Francisca.
I'm emotional for their sibling relationship. Also, that Sprite is good, and I don't think we've seen it before.
No, it's new.
Nice.
You! How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You've soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are.
Damn.
Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way. Then let's hear it, Francisca. How are things going?
Ooh.
I hear you are
Yeah.
having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. Smug cat sprite. Knife cat.
Yeah.
Yeah!
You!
Shocked. 99% of people can't see the difference.
You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Fuck you, Phoenix Wright. Keep your assumptions to yourself.
I came back to make fun of my little sister.
That's the only reason.
I mean,
I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This
as
case
the only
is
person
mine.
here with a little sister.
I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I will see you tomorrow. In court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. What a weird thing to say.
Francisca was a horse girl growing up.
I mean,
feel like that's a
she
trope
wa-
I see a lot.
She grew up rich in Europe. I'm sure she had horse riding lessons.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
but not like. There's a difference between doing fucking dressage and being a horse girl.
Yeah. I mean, the temperamental mare is like a very common trope, I guess. Like, people are like, why are mares such bitches? But still, I
The
don't
what
like
people
it.
say about me.
Your mares
I'm
and
just.
bitches.
Yep, that's it.
I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, I have to say this for the audience, had gone and died.
God.
Mr. Nick!
I never wanted to see you again.
It's like, yeah, right.
I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare, I'm going to say it again because you hate it, hasn't given in yet, it seems. So, no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided.
Ah!
Oh.
Oh.
But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack. Skill. Burn!
Oh.
Logic.
And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth.
I love
Working
him.
together is the definition of teamwork.
Edgeworth writing teamwork on his resume. Edgeworth writing a cover letter.
Every one of his references, you have never exhibited teamwork in your life. The truth? In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head?
It's just the hard eyes emoji.
Edgeworth is like, I will return, and I will make fun of my sister and help her with the case. Sees Phoenix right. I will help Phoenix with the case. A lot of things may have happened, however, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of a von Karma.
Literally no Von Karma has a perfect win record.
Phoenix
Literally none of you.
1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office?
Oh, this sprite is very sad.
Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record?
Stop, Phoenix. What do you mean?
To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It had been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, with Francisca, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time! The instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. Phoenix, you became a lawyer so that you could meet this man. I don't think you can give a lecture on, like, noble reasons to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. To save their lives. To save your client, you say? Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals. Those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy. Or someone like you, Edgeworth.
Damn.
It looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I have yet to learn? Me?
Like how to make a good comeback.
Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. I became a prophet while I was gone.
Some stuff will happen. Then you'll see.
I have no interest in talking about useless evidence. Put a little more thought into what you show me, Phoenix Wright. Still as stuck up as ever. Damn. I was hoping we could rub it in his face because Phoenix is mad, apparently.
I want Edgeworth and Pearl to interact.
I do want that.
I did really love it when Edgeworth and Maya interacted.
Yeah. Do we have anything he has something to say about?
Maybe.
Like, can you solve this case
What's
for
her
us?
face?
The
The woman we just learned about.
tax or whatever.
That
Celeste
case?
Impacts.
Maybe he knows about that case.
I wish I were
You wish you were what?
an intelligent woman who seems to have it all together.
Adrian Andrews. She holds a large secret within herself. I won't tell you what it is. A secret? You can't help but feel that this whole case revolves around her. Great. I'm presenting Francisca because I want to. We are looking into leads, but we can only look into a few key players with our limited resources. There's no reason for us to waste our energy investigating this person.
Damn it. I was gonna ask you to present Maya and Pearls, but
Why don't you just tell it to me straight and say, I don't have any info?
I think this result will be the same.
Yeah.
Is Celeste Impacts in our...
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I was-
probably.
That was the woman I meant, but
Present him himself. Send yourself to jail.
God, he's 25, God!
This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then, a few months later, Celeste Impacts died. But her death was ruled as suicide, right? Yes. But there is still one riddle we've yet to solved. A riddle? Her
riddle me
suicide
this,
note.
Nick.
Riddle me this. I won't help you unless you've solved my riddles 3. It went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished, huh? I feel like he probably has something to say about them. There is an interesting rumor about this man. You mean the one about Ms. Andrews getting close to him? But that's pretty common tabloid fare, isn't it? I don't take things at face value when there's more to be found. Okay, he's just dispensing cryptic wisdom. Shut up, say something useful. While I was abroad, these deplorable types of actors became popular, I take it. They're not as good as the Steel Samurai. Well, refreshing like a spring breeze is his motto. Refreshing? And what is so refreshing about a spring breeze?
That's what we're
Edgeworth
taking
seasonal
it to.
allergies confirmed.
Sounds like the pollen is not treating him well this year.
Edgeworth has seasonal allergies confirmed.
Can you hire Gumshoe back, please?
I think he stopped him
No.
from getting fired.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
He said, I don't remember what line it was. But
Oh yeah,
said
he made
something to-
Francisca get
like,
mad at him, so Gumshoe didn't get fired.
A good man.
Okay. I don't know if we have anything else.
Do you ever think about the ages of all these characters and you're just like, fuck, man. They're
Yes.
25.
Literally anytime we address the age of any character.
Does that mean Phoenix is 25 now? I guess, it's the next
Probably.
year. Alright, bye. Where am I going?
Bye-bye.
I guess we could go and try Adrian's Psyche Locks again.
Yeah, I think Celeste is probably the person.
Yeah. Just running through the hotel, don't mind me.
Big pearl energy.
Thinking about when we had to go back and forth to Corain.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
5 times in a day.
Looks like Miss Andrews isn't here.
That's not good. I still have a few questions I want to ask her.
Too fucking bad. And she had that psyche lock on her heart, right?
Well, we don't have much of a choice. I guess we'll have to come back later. Never mind.
Cool.
Well, then what?
Just
Did we
wanna
like
know.
unlock a new dialogue option with Edgeworth that we didn't?
It's always possible. Especially since I was like, he's giving us short, cryptic answers, which usually means that you need to click on something else. Perhaps!
And there's still music!
I do this every time. Ms. Inpax's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that, there is no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note.
I mean, do you know she wrote one?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? But how do you know Ms. Inpax had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. It's the only thing people use a pen for. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Oof. He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Corrida hid his own manager's suicide note? But why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Part Juan. Huh.
Wah-wah.
Part Juan?
Subscribe to my Patreon for part 2. It's where I release...
The updates to the autopsy.
It's where I release records, which is illegal. But gotta make money somehow, you know?
He's
You
so
can also
rich.
check out my OnlyFans.
Oh my gosh.
Subscribe to my Patreon account and you'll find out about the updates to the autopsy report ahead of time, instead of like this moron.
That's my manager. Did you meet her?
Yeah.
What do you think? Strong woman, right? And she takes good care of me.
You're such a mama's boy.
Uncomfortable. What's wrong?
How much do you know?
What do you mean, how much?
Mr. Lawyer? I may be your client, but I hope you'll keep yourself out of my personal life.
What?
No, I would never.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lunch appointment I have to keep.
You're in detention! Who in the world are you going to eat with? The security guard?
Yeah, we made a lunch appointment earlier.
You know damn well you've never moved from that spot.
Mr. Nick?
This Celeste Impacts lady. Somehow, I get the feeling she is a very important person in all this.
What gave that away?
Well...
Wait, did he just say keep your nose out of my personal business?
Yeah.
Yeah, stay out of my personal life.
Stay out of my beeswax.
Sorry, I just like blacked out in that instant and immediately forgot what he said.
You're good. Should we tell him Maya was kidnapped?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
How can I tell him this?
Maya's profile.
Hey, Maya was kidnapped. The fuck? Let me tell him Maya was kidnapped.
He gives no shit.
Carl.
Hey, Edgeworth, look at this evidence that you literally just handed to us.
Yeah, show that to him.
I will. I don't like to look through reports. What?
What?
I only update
he
them.
just updates them. No
I like
read,
suicide
only
reports
update.
even less. Worst of all are the reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has 2.
Oh, poor baby, can't read 2 parts.
And you know damn well when we get it, it's gonna be like, 3 sentences.
2 pages.
Yeah.
2 parts? What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part!
Oh my god!
Oh,
I haven't read it.
The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name? It's Adrian Andrews.
Aww.
Ms. Andrews? What did she do?
She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the okay, there's no one kind of person, Phoenix. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews. She has a certain secret she's always trying to hide.
A secret?
Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Ms. Andrews? Dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. Oof.
Phoenix. Not everyone is as simple as you.
There was something new.
What?
Yeah.
There wasn't. Oh my god! What's this about Ms. Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempted suicide, I'm going to put some shitty psychology on right now, was a few days after the death of Celeste Impacts. And? And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. That
would be
is usually why.
often a part of it.
Lost her will? But why would she? Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Impacts, was gone forever. That's why. But why would that...
Is that what they call following someone to the grave?
Why are we letting Pearl heal this? Heal this?
Oh.
After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. Good for
Nice.
her.
Maybe you should try it, Edgeworth.
She is someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely.
I think most people need that.
Not me, clearly.
I'm doing fine.
I simply buy more cravats to soothe my inner turmoil.
I trust the cravat.
Although he did just fake his death, so that's maybe not a healthy coping mechanism. And once she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste Impact suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then, that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. This bitch got an accent into this Ace Attorney text that has never had an accent in it before. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together.
Really?
I'm sorry, but... Please! 1 ounce of self-awareness for this man! I'm begging you.
I've
Also
never heard of someone
Francisca! This whole
literally-
family! How terrible. I sure don't know anyone like that.
Honestly, also Phoenix every time he's in court.
Yeah, but that's kind of like I'm relying on Mia's ghost to tell me what to do because I'm not that good at the law. Instead of like, I'm going to have an identity crisis and fake my death if I lose contact with my mentor.
Yeah.